Welcome to Grow Bible Knowledge with Bible Quizzes. On this Bible quiz, we have 21 questions and answers about King David. How well do you know David? Please subscribe, like, and share the video with family and friends. Let's get started. Question 1. Where do you find the story of David and Goliath? A. 1 Kings. B. 1 Samuel. C. 1 Chronicles. The correct answer is B. 1 Samuel. Question 2. Where was David born? A. Bethlehem. B. Jerusalem. C. Nazareth. David was born in A. Bethlehem. Question 3. Which instrument did David play for King Saul to feel refreshed and be well? A. Harp. B. Trumpet. C. Cymbal. The correct answer is A. Harp. 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 23. And so it was, whenever the Spirit from God was upon Saul, that David would take a harp and play it with his hand. Then Saul would become refreshed and well, and the distressing spirit would depart from him. Question 4. Where did Saul and the men of Israel camp to fight with the Philistines? A. Shocho. B. Azekah. C. Valley of Elah. The correct answer is C. Valley of Elah. 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 2. And Saul and the men of Israel were gathered together, and they encamped in the valley of Elah, and drew up in battle array against the Philistines. Question 5. How many smooth stones did David collect to fight Goliath? A. 5. B. 3. C. 1. David collected 5 smooth stones. 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 40. Then he took his staff in his hand, and he chose for himself 5 smooth stones from the brook, and put them in a shepherd's bag, in a pouch which he had, and his sling was in his hand. And he drew near to the Philistine. Question 6. Who was David's first wife? A. Merab. B. Michal. C. Bathsheba. The correct answer is B. Michal. 1 Samuel chapter 18 verse 27. Therefore David arose and went, he and his men, and killed 200 men of the Philistines. And David brought their foreskins, and they gave them in full count to the king, that he might become the king's son-in-law. Then Saul gave him Michal, his daughter, as a wife. Question 7. Who loved David as his own soul? A. Nathaniel. B. Eliab. C. Jonathan. Jonathan loved David as his own soul. 1 Samuel chapter 18 verse 1. Now when he had finished speaking to Saul, the soul of Jonathan was knit to the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. Question 8. Fill in the missing word. King Saul wanted to smite David with, that was in his hands. A. Sword. B. Javelin. C. Bow. King Saul wanted to smite David with javelin that was in his hands. 1 Samuel chapter 19 verse 10. And Saul sought to smite David even to the wall with the javelin, but he slipped away out of Saul's presence, and he smote the javelin into the wall, and David fled and escaped that night. Question 9. David was fetched where he was keeping the sheep. Who anointed him when he got home? A. Nathan. B. Samuel. C. Ahimelech. The correct answer is B. Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 13. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brothers, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel arose and went to Ramah. Question 10. David spared Saul's life when he got an opportunity to kill him. What did David do to Saul? A. Closed him in the cave. B. Cut off the corner of Saul's robe. C. Took Saul's sword. David cut off the corner of Saul's robe. 1 Samuel chapter 24 verse 4. Then the men of David said to him, "This is the day of which the Lord said to you, Behold, I will deliver your enemy into your hand, that you may do to him as it seems good to you." And David arose and secretly cut off a corner of Saul's robe. Question 11. What was the name of David's wife who was married to a fool? A. Abigail. B. Haggith. C. Bathsheba. The correct answer is A. Abigail. 1 Samuel chapter 25 verse 39. So when David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, "Blessed be the Lord, who has pleaded the cause of my reproach from the hand of Nabal, and has kept his servant from evil. For the Lord has returned the wickedness of Nabal on his own head." And David sent and proposed to Abigail to take her as his wife. Question 12. Who gave David the sword of Goliath when he was on the run from King Saul? A. Samuel. B. Ahimelech. C. Nathan. The correct answer is B. Ahimelech. 1 Samuel chapter 21 verses 8 to 9. And David said to Ahimelech, "Is there not here on hand a spear or a sword? For I have brought neither my sword nor my weapons with me, because the king's business required haste." So the priest said, "The sword of Goliath the Philistine, whom you killed in the valley of Elah, there it is, wrapped in a cloth behind the ephod. If you will take that, take it, for there is no other except that one here." And David said, "There is none like it. Give it to me." Question 13. Which book of the Bible has the most contribution from David? A. Ecclesiastes. B. Proverbs. C. Psalms. David is the psalmist. The correct answer is C. Question 14. Who did David put on the first line of war so that he could die? A. Uriah. B. Joab. C. Eliam. The answer is A. Uriah. 2 Samuel chapter 11 verses 14 to 15. In the morning it happened that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah. And he wrote in the letter, saying, "Set Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retreat from him, that he may be struck down and die." Question 15. When David was at Nob hungry, what did Ahimelech give him to eat? A. Holy bread. B. Lamb. C. Honey. Priest Ahimelech gave David holy bread. 1 Samuel chapter 21 verse 6. So the priest gave him holy bread, for there was no bread there, but the showbread which had been taken from before the Lord, in order to put hot bread in its place on the day when it was taken away. Question 16. Amongst the children of David, who conspired against him to be a king? A. Amnon. B. Solomon. C. Absalom. The correct answer is C. Absalom. We find the story from 2 Samuel chapter 15, verses 1 to 12. Question 17. What is the name of David and Abigail's son, who was born in Hebron? A. Chileab. B. Adonijah. C. Amnon. The answer is A. Chileab. 2 Samuel chapter 3 verse 3. His second, Chileab, by Abigail the widow of Nabal the Carmelite. The third, Absalom the son of Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur. Question 18. How old was David when he began to reign? A. 20, B. 30, C. 18. The correct answer is B. 30 years old. 2 Samuel chapter 5 verse 4. David was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years. Question 19. Who called David a man after his own heart? A. Nathan, B. Samuel, C. The Lord. The correct answer is C. The Lord. Acts chapter 13 verse 22. And when he had removed him, he raised up for them David as king, to whom also he gave testimony and said, I have found David the son of Jesse, a man after my own heart, who will do all my will. Question 20. What is the name of David and Haggith's son, who exalted himself to be a king? A. Adonijah, B. Abital, C. Shepadiah. The answer is A. Adonijah. 1 Kings chapter 1 verse 5. Then Adonijah the son of Haggith exalted himself, saying, I will be king. And he prepared for himself chariots and horsemen, and 50 men to run before him. Question 21. Who was Jonathan's son that David showed him mercy? A. Amiel, B. Machir, C. Mephibosheth. The answer is C. Mephibosheth. 2 Samuel chapter 9 verses 6 to 7. Now when Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, had come to David, he fell on his face and prostrated himself. Then David said, Mephibosheth? And he answered, Here is your servant. So David said to him, Do not fear, for I will surely show you kindness for Jonathan your father's sake, and will restore to you all the land of Saul your grandfather, and you shall eat bread at my table continually. Thank you for taking the quiz. If you enjoyed the quiz, please subscribe, like, and share the video. Comment below and let us know how many questions you got correct. See you on the next one.